Dear Jewel, I left you with a few things to always hold on to. Loyalty, elusiveness, and brute force. If you remember these lessons, you will survive. If anyone can, it's you. Love you always, Dad.
I'll let this just play. Let them soak this in.
I want you guys at home to really just enjoy this for yourself.
Bar Eden. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Go on, Mac. It's over there.
But if anyone can set things right, Jewel, I knew it would be you.
Okay. We're looking for a power source. It's the only way we're going to get our crawler back online. Do you have the scent, Mac?
All right, Mac's talking to you.
Then let's
All right,
take
you
it
can
down.
just, the observant viewer would have seen one of the first little Easter eggs in the game. Every time one of the Corebots speaks to you, where'd Mac go? He's around here somewhere. They speak their own language, this language called Digimote. And so
Okay.
even in the subtitles, we're not translating those for you. They
Right.
show up in little Digimote symbols. So the people who are really curious will have to translate. Will
Okay.
have to translate
See
it
what
and
they're
figure out what
saying.
they said. Yep.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the core gameplay.
Yes.
We just really need to stop and talk about the team that worked on this and your creative team.
Absolutely,
So let's talk
absolutely.
about them.
So as I run forward a little bit, here's Jewel ties her shoelace. So this is the brainchild of Keiji Inafune of Mega Man fame, of course,
Yep.
other great games as well, and the core leads who made the Metroid Prime games, who formed a studio called Armature. So together, Armature and Keiji Inafune's studio called Concept brought this great pitch for a new IP to us, and that's what ReCore is. It's a classic Mega Man Metroid style game with some new modern systems layered on top.
Now, I want to talk about that because we hear everybody say Mega Man, Metroid style, but there's actually some people that are afraid to ask, well, what does that mean? So why don't you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I
That's-
hate to get basic, but I think it's really good for people to know.
No, that's a great question. So if you want to think about Mega Man, the real fun of that game was the fast, fun platforming and
Yep.
combat as well. And Mega Man, you were unlocking abilities over time. Those abilities made you more effective against specific bosses, etc., etc. Mega Man also had hidden areas in the game that you would
Yep.
come back to later once you had additional abilities. ReCore has that same sort of spirit. It's about improving, in this case, your core bots over time,
Right.
making them stronger and stronger. And ReCore is what we call a semi-open world game. So at the end of the demo, I'll show you one of those sort of open world little hub areas. And I think players will really begin to see, wow, this game is actually pretty big. Like there's a lot to explore
Right.
and fun places to poke your nose into. So that's the way I at least think about it.
Good.
The Mega Man
I
heritage.
just want to make sure we all have a baseline. Everybody in the chat room
Yeah.
that's watching us on Beam and Twitch or maybe out there on Twitter or wherever,
Absolutely.
that they're aware of this. So we saw a double jump.
So, right. So yes. So you have the Jewel has got a couple abilities here. She has the ability to double jump, and some little guys flew over her head. You can double jump. You can have a little bit of air time, so you can hang a little bit. Jewel also has a dash ability here. You
Yeah.
can see her scribing through the sand.
Oh, fun.
And you can chain those together. So you can double jump, dash, or if you want, you can dash, double jump, and then dash again. You can see that Jewel's got little rocket boosters on her shoes
Right.
and her back.
Yep.
These will basically, you only have a limited amount of that power. It recharges over time, so
Mm-hmm.
you can do a couple little changes of these moves, but you can't do it, forever.
Sure.
You can see that ReCore is not like Gears of War, for example. It's not really a cover-based
Sure.
game. So in combat, you'll see as I engage this first group of enemies, really to stay safe, I need to dash and jump. And be very, very fast and fluid.
So you really need to be mobile and keep moving during combat.
Exactly. So here these little basic enemies come in. These things called core bites.
Hold left to lock on and right trigger to fire.
That's right. So you asked. That's right. So you asked about the heritage of the game. That's very Metroidish.
Yep.
That sort of lock on
Yep.
strafe system, and just by flicking the right thumbstick, I can switch between different enemies. So as long as we're talking about my weapons, the Jewel has got an energy rifle here. Thanks for
Okay.
shouldering that for us, Jewel.
Thank you.
This energy rifle, over time, you'll unlock additional ammo types for it on the D-pad. So right now, I've just got this neutral white ammo, which
We've
is
all
down.
seen that, and you're going to be filling that out as the game progresses.
Exactly. And, I just to call this out, because it's something that I really love about this game, is its accessibility. So,
Right.
ReCore is a color matching game. There are colored enemies. You want to match your ammo type to those enemies. Well, if you're colorblind,
Yeah.
that's
hard.
That's hard, right?
Yeah.
So if you just notice, it's a very small detail, but something I think the whole team is really proud of is there's this little hash mark on the sort of upside down chevron
Yeah,
there.
that's little pointing down.
Right, so you'll see maybe in this demo, I don't know if we'll see any pure white enemies, but basically every enemy on their health bar will have a little chevron pointing one direction on the D-pad. So if you're fighting, I think red is to the left, those all red enemies will have a little call out that'll let you know, even if you're colorblind, oh, I should be using red.
So
red
in addition
ammo.
to color, we also have these small
Right.
symbols that'll kind of help those that are colorblind.
Right,
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely, and that combined with subtitles, that's something I really appreciate about this game.
Looks like to
Okay,
scavenger
so
boxes.
Jules got this energy rifle. You lock on with left trigger, fire with right, and you switch your ammo with the D-pad.
I also want to point out that the UI is really, I mean, certainly we have the tips in the upper right-hand corner of
Right.
our current objective, but it's quite clean. We see health in the upper left.
Yep, absolutely. You can see the UI, of course, will go away.
Yeah.
You have your, just because it's the tutorial mission, this is sort of a persistent, quest message up there. But yeah, we really wanted to keep the UI off screen as much as possible and just show off the real beauty of this barren landscape.
Well, I love that because then you can go in here and kind of set up the perfect screenshot for your background on your console
Yep.
or your PC. You can just go there and use the beauty of the game and just take a couple of screenshots.
Yep, absolutely,
All right.
absolutely. So let's keep on fighting up here. Jules exploring.
Keep on keeping on.
She's looking for this strange energy source. Now she wants to use this to power up her crawler, her habitat.
Right.
Okay, so you see here I'm locked on these guys. I can
Yeah.
swap back and forth between them. So you can see here when I'm firing, your ammo is energy ammo and it recharges over time. If I just hold down on the trigger here,
You're going to drain it.
I'll drain it and my shots will become progressively less and less accurate. So
see.
really, if you can see here now, the spread is quite wide. So it really pays to pulse your ammo.
Yep.
And of course, once you get different ammo types, switch it. Now the other thing her energy rifle has is an overcharge shot. So if I hold down my right bumper, it'll build up to a powerful shot. This doesn't have tracking, so you really need to aim it a little bit before
So you
release.
lose the tracking, but it's
Correct.
a little more powerful.
Yeah, so then they'll just fire wherever you were last aiming. And of course, you have variants of this for all the different ammo types. This is good at taking down groups of enemies, like those little flying mines I was fighting earlier,
Yep.
or taking down shields of the bigger enemies.
So we have a little indicator, a little waypoint. We see the green in the upper screen that's kind of leading her where to go. Looks like we need to go somewhere up there.
That's right. So this is your first little tutorial about platforming in the game.
Okay.
And ReCore really is this nice mix of combat and platforming.
Now we see we've got Mac here. What is his role in the game? We're certainly doing all the combat. What's he going to be doing?
Great question.
Or she?
Mac is a boy. It's a
Okay.
little bit like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. All
Okay.
the little cores are male. They have male names, rugged
Right.
male names like Mac and Seth and Duncan.
Right.
That's so good.
But how will we use Mac and Seth and Duncan and Chad and the rest of them as the game progresses?
Chad, that's good. We'll have to put that in the file cabinet for next time. So all right, great question. So Mac, in just a little bit, you'll see his combat abilities.
Okay.
Basically, the core bots are your second weapon beyond your energy rifle. So when I'm locked onto an enemy, I can use Mac and trigger what's called his lethal attack. Let me get up to an enemy here that I can sort of show you how that works.
It's a long way down.
Another cool vista in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to lock onto one of these enemies here, and these guys aren't going to attack me, they're poor little helpless core bites in the world. You can see Mac, his health bar underneath Jewel. He hasn't unlocked this yet because it's going to come in the tutorial in just a sec, but he will have these little pips, little electricity bolts above his health bar that will indicate how many special attacks he can do. So if I'm locked onto an enemy and I hold down the Y button, Mac will dash out and do this stunning charge electricity attack.
Okay.
Looks like this
And
door
each
facing the
core
power cell
is different. The blue core is all about electricity. Each has their own personality. So Mac is like the cheerful, sparky, happy core.
Yeah.
So all his attacks are sparky and electrical and
Happy.
stunning. Exactly. And so you'll see in the dog frame, his attack, the Mac, the blue core, his attack is this dash, this energy dash. But if I were to take Mac, the blue core, and put him into a different frame, like the spider, his charge attack would be different. It would be a ranged, standoff, laser beam stunning attack. So now we're getting into like the sort of deep
Sure.
gameplay systems. But we'll see Mac's first attack in just a little bit here.
All right.
But first of all, we have to figure out how to open up this door.
Yeah. Puzzle.
Seems to be missing something,
It
Larry. Some
does.
sort of plug.
We must
plug device.
insert, perhaps even turn.
Yes. Now, of course, if this were another kind of game, you might just find an actual plug.
Yeah.
But no, in Recore, everything has got a little personality.
Wait a
Everything's
minute.
little creature.
Mac
so here,
apparently has discovered something.
that's
and he's
right.
Barking.
This cute little, we call a cell bot, this little plug. So we're
Yeah.
going to coax him over here to this socket where he belongs.
And he's gonna pop himself in.
He likes it. He's got to pop in.
There he spins around.
Look how happy he is.
In you go.
In you go.
All right.
Now, just a small example for me about the sort of charm and anime and manga roots of this game. That
Yeah.
Keiji Inafune really, I think, was passionate about making sure we kept in the game. I think it's just this fun little color and charm that really sets this game apart, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean this is beautiful looking so far, and I know we're right at the beginning. All right, what
So
do we?
here's another core bite.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see these are things that are little grabbers. And look, Mac just got grabbed by one of them.
What?
Yep.
Where's he
So
going?
He's taking Mac away. Larry,
No, no,
where's he
that's-
gonna go?
That's not part of the plan.
No, it's
Come
not.
back, Mac. Come back.
So yeah, each of these core bites, they're little tiny enemies, the smaller enemies in the world. Actually, some of them are pretty big, but they're sort of like they have one really cool gameplay hook. Like the
Okay.
grabbers grab your core bots
Yeah.
and take them away. So there are core bites like that in the game, and then there are core bots, enemy dogs and tanks and spiders, and we'll meet some of those in a little bit.
What do we have going on with the heart?
Oh, so that tells
In
you
the upper
that
left-hand corner.
Mac is down. He's down somewhere. He's been injured, and I have to find him and revive him. So during combat, your core bots can actually be knocked out.
Okay.
All right, so here's Jewel off to find where Mac is.
Uh-oh.
Here's another example of a little group of core bites.
Yes.
They form these little lattices or nets throughout the game. Now, I can, if I want, sort of take them out one by one, but that's not super efficient because they'll just recharge over time and build the net
Ah.
again. So here's a good use of the overcharge shot. If I build up an overcharge shot and let it fly,
Boom.
I'll take all those guys out.
There you go.
Now, this is just training us on how to dash. So I'll
Yep.
just dash through this gate.
Up.
Oh, I didn't
or
do it!
not, or not.
Man, it's not like I haven't
Wah,
played this
wah.
game or something. All right, here we go. Oh, come on!
That's how you can tell it's live, gang.
There we go. It's gonna be great. Right here. Oh yeah.
There we go. Oh!
Larry, believe, Larry. Believe it's gonna be great.
Just want to be clear, I don't have the controller. Okay, I do not have the controller.
Oh, wait a sec. Hold on. Wait a sec. B while moving to dash. Okay, I believe this is the time.
Okay. We're,
No.
This is fascinating.
okay. There we. Oh, almost.
This is fascinating. Hold on.
We're not getting through.
All right, hold on. Wait a minute.
Darn it,
I
Chad.
seriously have played this tutorial about 1,000,000 times.
I know you have.
So I don't know what the dealio is here.
We're gonna. This is. We are not able to get through here. This is gonna be a little bit
Oh,
of a
this is
challenge.
fascinating.
We may have to take a quick break and have you guys watch a trailer while
Wait a
we.
minute. No. We're gonna
Okay.
troubleshoot this, Larry.
Okay, we're gonna.
Okay, there we go. I just needed to do it sooner.
Sooner. Well done.
Well, now I know how to do dash. That's the good of a tutorial.
That's right. As any good gamer.
See, they're right there.
We're
Where's
watching-
that major pest place that start dashing earlier?
Right,
That's right.
so
See, if I
that's-
just looked at this chat log, I would have been fine. All right, so here we are. Okay, so we're still looking for Mac.
Mac and that. So now we have another Whoa. That looks
Okay, so
dangerous.
this is a little teaching you how to do, maybe a double jump and
Uh-huh.
dash to the other side.
Good job. There we go.
See, there, I nailed that one.
Okay. Oh, we got another one. Hold on, I've got something else going.
No, it's gonna be great. Okay, so
Okay.
this is teaching you about Jewel's third weapon, or I
Okay.
guess tool, really. She's got on her wrist this extractor.
Okay.
So this is used for opening doors like this. I lock onto them with left trigger. I fire it with the right stick. I can pull.
Okay.
But it's a little fishing game here. So you can see if I pull too much or too early, the cord will get red and can turn to white, and then my extractor will disengage. So I'm pulling with my right stick
Okay.
and sort of feathering it.
Okay.
Now, you're not just going to be pulling doorknobs, you're going to be pulling cores out of enemy core bots, which
Okay.
I'll show you in a little bit. So that's really what the extractor is for, is yanking out cores.
Yep.
But before we get to that,
Oh no.
Here he is.
What happened here?
he needs to be revived. Larry, here, you revive
Press
him.
X to revive.
It'll make you feel better.
I'm not paying my respects. I'm reviving.
There you go.
Uh-oh. Mac apparently is happy.
He's back. He's
Okay.
back.
We're not gonna find many.
Does he want to tell us what happened, or is he just gonna?
I think he's got a little bit
We're
of
in
amnesia
denial.
going on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So here we are, another little room. Oh, our enemies. So these are enemy
Spider
core bots.
things.
Oh, I have an instant extract actually.
Now, what is that?
So that's a special that you get every once in a while. You can sort of save up that special instant extract. But here I'm locked on. I'm going to press down the right thumbstick, and I don't even have to do
Wow.
the tug of war thing. I just instantly yank
Yeah.
out his core.
So it's like an insta-kill.
Exactly. So you'll see here I have the option to extract if he died. Now this is a little frenetic. You'll see that I'm dashing, jumping to stay out of the way of these enemy attacks, but I want you to pay attention to the combo meter. This is something not a lot of people realize
Now,
is
the
in the
combo
game.
meter's located.
Up there, you can
the
see
very
now I have
top,
a
yeah.
combo of
Times
2.
two, right.
This builds up every time I break down one of the enemy's layers of health. You can see they've got little black triangles on their health bars.
Yep.
If I were to reduce it past these white triangles, I'd get an additional combo,
Okay.
and that raises how much damage I do.
I see.
So
So
the
it's a
whole
multiplier.
exactly, you want to build up your combo as much as possible, and then you'll just tear through enemies really quickly.
And I am. Oh, here we go. Feels like a little mini boss area.
Exactly. So this little cutscene
Mac, get down!
is going to teach you about Mac's lethal dash attack. He's got this ability.
There
Remember,
we go.
when you press Y
could do
to
that.
just pound through enemies. So, right.
All right, let's read this together, shall we?
Sure. Why don't you read it out loud? You have a
Lethal
nice
commands. Jewel can command her core bots to use powerful lethal abilities. Press Y while targeting an enemy to use max dash ability.
Exactly. And I see in the chat there's some people asking about, well, just joking about 100 combo. No 100 combo, but you can build up your combo, I believe, to once you get it to 10,
Right.
You earn an instant extract.
All right.
So it really pays to build up your combo, especially in large groups of powerful enemies, to keep that combo number high, and it decays over time and will, default back to 0.
Good.
You also can build up your combo by destroying some of the smaller enemies, those core bites, those little floating mines and other things. So often you'll go up against a big, tough enemy. He'll be surrounded by smaller ones. A good tactic is to pick off those smaller enemies first, build up your combo meter, and then go after the juicy center, as it were.
Now, before you hit A to continue, I want to point in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like Max got some additional items on his health bar.
Exactly. So this is the little energy pip that I talked about earlier.
Yep.
This tells you that Mac has one lethal attack, which I will launch right now. So I'll lock onto one of these enemies, press Y, and Mac will bounce off of him and almost brought him down to his first little pip of
And I can see
health.
it's recharging up there.
That's right. It's on a cooldown. And I will, if I take this guy down below his white triangles, that means he's now vulnerable to an extraction. Now, I don't have instant extract, so I need to be a little careful here. I'm pulling back and forth.
Right, that's the little mini game.
This little mini game.
Yep.
Yank out his core. Okay. Let me take out this other guy, and I'll talk a little bit about why you would want to take out a core versus, as I'm going to do right here, use another lethal from Mac, break this guy down into pieces.
Oh,
Okay, more dudes.
yeah, more dudes.
So now if people were watching the numbers, they would see that I'm not as effective, or Mac is not as effective against these guys. Hold on, let me get his lethal going. I'll instantly extract him. Oop. Get Mac's lethal going here. He's not as powerful against the red enemies.
Okay.
He's really best at blue.
So once again, talking to that, matching his core is blue. So we're
Exactly.
talking about all the color matching.
Exactly. Okay. So let's see, Mac's still on his cooldown, so I'll just take these guys out with an energy rifle. I'll use
Now,
an
is Mac able to do
overcharge
any
shot.
additional help while he's cooling down here?
So he has his own AI. He'll
Okay.
go and attack these guys just on his own. You'll see he causes damage, which will help me out. But really, you want to use his lethal like this,
Right.
and really take this guy down. Okay. Extract here.
And this feels classic, classic combat. You know, we can see the health bar. We can see how much damage we're doing. It's very, very, very straightforward.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's really this fast-paced, fun, frenetic, very. We're talking a little bit, so I'm not being as efficient with my gameplay as I should be.
No.
But yes, it's very fast, very fluid, very fun, and very tactical. Really, once you unlock all the ammo, you get into encounters with multiple different core enemy colors and lots of different smaller enemies. You're really thinking, well, how do I be most efficient with switching my core bots, switching my ammo, all those things.
Now, is there a inventory screen? Is there a leveling up screen? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can we take a look at that?
There is. I don't know if it's unlocked currently. Oh, it is.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can see in our inventory
Yep.
the cores that we've collected.
Okay.
Now, we probably won't get too deep into this in this particular go-through, but you can see here under the extracted red core, it says can be converted into red fusion in the crawler.
So I need to bring them back.
Right. So if you take these cores back into the crawler, it will build up. You see those little starburst symbols right above where I am, the blue
Yep.
and the yellow and the red? that's my fusion energy. I can take that energy and I can combine it into my friendly cores. Why would I want to do that?
Why
well,
would you want to do that?
Mac, you could see his lethals, for example, were on a cooldown. If I were to fuse energy into his core, I would be able to reduce that cooldown,
Sure.
for example. I could also make his energy attack more powerful. I can, by using this fusion energy that I get from enemies, I can make my own cores more powerful through the crafting system.
I see. So there's a crafting. Can we go back to that other screen?
Yes, absolutely. There's no crafting here. You would
Right.
have to go back to the crawler and do
Sure.
it. But you can see here it lists, whoops,
Those are the options.
those are my options.
Always
Those
a
are
sexy
exciting.
screen.
Who's in my crew?
Yep.
And you can see here the stats for Mac, and this is what I was talking about before, the attack stat and defense and energy.
Yep.
If I were to fuse blue energy, blue core energy from enemies into Mac, the blue core, I would raise his energy level, which would reduce his cooldown for his lethals. So that's really the purpose of yanking out enemy cores, is to improve your own
It
cores.
says right stick details. So if you click in on the right stick.
Right stick details.
There we
yep.
go. Oh, nice.
Yep, so you'll see a little bit more about Mac.
Yep.
Here it currently shows his lethal recharge time. Again, if I were to increase his energy, that would go down. Reboot time is the amount of time it takes for him to come back after being knocked out. So if
I
he were
see.
knocked out in combat,
Yep.
they will over time slowly recharge, and I can increase that or decrease that reboot time as well. So I think right off the bat, people who are watching the stream can see, hopefully, oh wow, like I see the Mega Man and Metroid, but I had no idea that it was also like an RPG, that there were these
Right.
RPG systems layered on it too. And that, I think, for me is the real long-term fun of this game, is really taking your core bots and upgrading them, really maxing out your fun little friends that you find in the game.
Now you can have Mac and the other ones with you as well, right?
Absolutely right. Now, we won't get another one of the core bots
Right.
in this demo, but you can have up to 2 core bots in your party at a time.
Okay.
And you'll bring them on and off the battlefield by pressing the left bumper. You'll swap between them.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so that's what the importance of cores. And I'll talk about how you upgrade frames in just a little bit. But first, you asked earlier, hey, is there anything else Mac can do?
Mm-hmm.
In combat, he's got his lethal attacks. Out of combat, each frame has a special ability. And Mac's, as you can see on screen here, is to have him search. So if I hold down X,
Go on. You can
Oh.
Mac will search the immediate area.
That radius, I see.
Yeah, you can see he's in search mode.
Yep.
And he will find...
Oh,
What's he going to find?
what is he gonna find?
Boop!
A boat.
Don't worry.
All right, another one of these little cell
Won't hurt
bots.
you.
And this happy little fellow will go over here and unlock this door. And throughout the world, you will see
Feel better?
little things like this out in the sand. And whenever you see one of these, it's worth bringing Mac, having him hunt. I don't think there's anything underneath this one. I think that was just another place where the cell bot could come from.
Right.
But usually we hide really cool things here, like health boosters that will permanently increase Jules' health, and really sort of really useful things. So that's Mac's special ability.
So it's worth it to kind of take a moment before you go into combat or after you clean up an area. Just kind of search around, because things may not be visible immediately, and that's why you need your...
That's
your-
absolutely right,
Do you
yep.
call them a canine?
His actual name of his frame, I believe, if you look here on the crew tab, is Mac is in a... Oh, it doesn't say it here, but yes, he's in a K-9
Okay.
frame.
K-9
Indeed.
frame.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, should we continue our adventure?
Please.
All right, here we go.
Let's see what the chat room thinks. We have both the Beam and Twitch chats open here, so we're kind of reading your comments, the nice ones.
Nice.
I know, I hear it
So
too.
thank you guys for joining
Power
us.
source must
We're sitting here with Joe Staten. We're taking a look at ReCore. If you're just tuning in, we're taking a look at ReCore, which comes out next week. It's an Xbox Play Anywhere title. Buy it on the console, get the PC game at no extra cost, or vice versa. So very excited about that. It's available for pre-order, and Joe is walking us through about the first 20 minutes or so of the game. He's taking our time. We're seeing what the mechanics look like. Hopefully you're enjoying that. All right.
So there was just another little enemy, another core bite. Oh, another segment there. A core bite caterpillar. Now, as you might suspect, they come in small sizes and very large caterpillars that you might end up fighting out in the world. But like any good caterpillar, they break into pieces when you,
Yes,
when you
they-
shoot the middle of them.
I wonder if it's affecting the other bots.
All right, we're headed our way to the objective.
Yep, still looking for this strange energy source, a power source to get to...
We know what to do here.
You know what we're going to do is this time we're going to use Mac against this little lattice. I can just use his lethal attack.
Okay.
And he'll take him out. Ooh, see, just to show I know how to use air dash. I'm going
Yes,
to
I
dash.
was going to say that was impressive.
I'm still pretty embarrassed about that whole thing
Our
earlier.
extractor should work on this door, just like before.
Right.
Another extractor door here.
Yep.
Just training players on how to use it.
So So yeah, this is a RPG meets platforming meets. Okay, here we go.
All right, so this enemy is a little tougher. Ouch. He has got a shield on him, and
Okay.
here we're just telling you, in case you hadn't done it before,
Yep.
hey, Charge Shot is really good at taking down shields. So you can see sort of like a little overlay on his health bar. If I charge up my Charge Shot and let it go, I'll take down his shield.
And it's also important to point out he's blue.
He's blue, so
this
Mac.
This is Mac can do some damage.
So we'll see
here.
how much damage Mac does. So pretty good pop
Oh, wow.
there. Now I'm below the white triangles. It tells me I can extract. So let's see if this guy's a little tougher on the extract. Yeah. So he's definitely tugging a lot more.
Right.
He's a little higher level core. You can see it almost went to white there. Actually, I'll shoot. I was going to let it break.
There you
but
go.
Got his core.
So now you have the core, and you give the core, and you put it in your pocket.
your magical pocket that can hold anything
Right.
and everything forever.
Your large pockets.
Right. All right, so here we go. We're almost at the end of this little part of the demo. We're getting
think-
close.
Is that really Shannon in the chat?
Uh-oh, we better clean it up if Shannon's in the chat.
Wow, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Phil jumps in. You and I better sit up
Well,
straight
yeah,
in our chairs a little
yeah.
bit, straighten our
Yeah.
ties. Okay,
If we get closer to
so
it,
Jewel is
then I
looking
can
for this
try
power
to
source, and indeed she has finally found it. So we're going to jump down into this area. I'm sure
Yep.
nothing's going to go wrong when we do this.
No, I mean,
Pull this thing out. Should be
it's
fine.
a trap.
Come on.
All right, so we're playing a little bit of Recore.
Dang it.
Really interesting character modeling we've got with her, with both of them actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I've got a little cosplay to do here.
Oh, you want to wear the hat? Okay, well, I want to wear the hat later on.
Let's see how that goes. So, I don't know if that's gonna work.
You know, when we get out in the sandstorm, though, you do need to put the goggles
Yeah, I
on.
do.
That's really going to set the whole look off. Nice.
Guess
There
I'll
we
have to
go.
Do this the hard way.
All right, now,
All right, so here's your first chance against a mini boss or sub boss character. This
Okay.
character called Iron Fang.
Okay.
Spider character. You can see he's different though because he switches colors.
Uh-oh.
And here you can see some of that. There's different attacks depending on the core. So when Iron Fang is in a red core configuration,
Yep.
he's got this flame dash that he'll do. If I reduce his health a little bit, here's Mac. Mac's down. I better pay attention to Mac down here.
Yeah.
Mac is down. You can see he's recharging, but I can't use his lethal attack now. So I'm just stuck on my own.
Now, you said he goes from red to blue, and he's at white
So
right
now he's at white, which is great because my white ammo is going to be really effective against him. So Mac's just about to wake up here.
Getting just showing off the fact that lower left, that D-pad is going to show you where your different color and symbols.
So now Iron Fang is
So now when he's blue, you can have Mac attack him for massive damage.
correct. So yes, he's a little bit more powerful. So maybe not massive, but I'll pop both Mac's lethal attacks. And you can see here, Iron Fang has got this stunning
Uh-oh.
beam that I need to dash
jump over,
avoid.
yeah.
Yep. And indeed, that's what Mac's attack would be if he were in the spider frame. He would use that same blue beam that Iron Fang is using.
Now again, the black hash marks and the white hash marks in the health bar. Explain those again to us.
Right, so he's got different shield or health layers here.
We can see them right there.
Right, if I get him down below this white one, which is what I'm trying to do, we're going to rip out his core.
I see.
Now, his core is special. It's like this weird rainbow core. Which
Well, yeah, because he's got
the-
multicolors.
That's right, the strange power source that Jewel was tracking. So here, we'll grab him again with a little,
We're almost there.
almost there, lethal
Almost
attack.
there. There
All right,
it is.
So here we go.
Extract. Bullet. Come on,
Be a
Joe.
little more careful with this guy.
Yeah, he's not going
He
to give it
doesn't
up
like
easy.
He's not. He
He's
is
not giving it up easy. There she goes.
Gotcha.
Ooh, look at that. It's a disco core.
not called disco course, Larry. But you know what? For today, sure, why not?
Why not?
Disco core. Well, indeed, Jewel doesn't know. She has no idea what this thing is. It might as well be a disco core to her because
Right.
she's never seen these things.
Right, so what is
before.
this thing? It's mysterious.
It's mysterious. I don't want to spoil the story, but these cores not only have this interesting combat property of switching colors, but they're important to the whole Far Eden colony.
Sure.
Not only can they serve as a power source for Jewel's crawler, her habitat, but they also power up other Far Eden systems too. Some of the terraforming machines,
Yep.
and other things that I won't spoil. But they act a little bit like the keys to the world. So now that I have this core, these big security doors that wouldn't open up before, will open up when I get close.
I want to say hello to everybody in the stream on Beam and Twitch. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm here with Joe State, and we're showing off the first little bit of Recore, which comes out on Xbox next week. This is a Play Anywhere title. That means you buy it on Xbox, you get it on your PC at no extra charge, or you buy it on PC and you get it on Xbox for no extra charge. Great thing about that is that the game save goes to the cloud and can be pulled down on either platform. So this is a really interesting Metroid-style platformer game. There's a lot going on here. There's RPG elements. There's platformer. This is busy. There's a lot here.
Now this is where the demo. We go into the land of unscripted, Larry.
Okay.
We could do whatever we want here.
Oh.
But the first thing I wanted to show is people often ask, hey, like how long is ReCore? How big of a game is this? It's
How long is
$40.
Right.
Well, the interesting thing is, I would say I have played this game many, many times.
Yep.
And I just replayed it this past week. And it took me about 15 hours
Okay.
to complete the story.
Yep.
Like the Golden Path story.
Yep.
Beyond that, there were still tons of dungeons I hadn't gotten into,
Yep.
other things to collect, and I don't think we really want to put a cap on like how much you could really play, but it is a nice big campaign. This is not a 4-hour game. This is
Right.
this is much more than that.
Right.
You can see here it's also a pretty big world too. ReCore is not an open world game like a Red Dead, like a Massive or a Skyrim, but it does have these very large open world like hub areas
Okay.
that you can explore. I'll just go a little bit deeper into this area. You can see off in the distance Jules Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
And if I were to bring up the map now,
Home
you can
sweet
sort of
home.
start to get a sense for how big this area is that Jewel is in. This little
And there's
this
many
little hub area.
other areas as well.
That's right. So this is the smallest of our open world
Okay.
areas, the smallest of our overworlds. And I won't, spoil things too much by moving the map around, but they get progressively bigger
Sure.
and bigger. So as you look out on this open world, just understand, hey, this is actually the smallest of these. Hidden in this place are not just enemies to fight. You can see some sort of wandering beasts.
Yep.
They're wandering characters in ReCore. Jules Crawler, where she does her crafting, is over there, which we probably won't go into today. But there are other things hidden around. It's a little bit far away, but I know, having played through this before, that there's actually a dungeon entrance hidden
Okay.
up on that rocky bluff. I also know that up on this little rocky pillar, there's a weird rock formation. Actually, let me go over there and check it
Now,
out.
what is this right here?
So, yes, this is a piece of loot. So if I pick it up,
Yep.
I will get some worn pistons, which will show up in my inventory.
That I can use for crafting later on.
Correct. Yep. It tells you where they drop from, and this is what I would use to build most likely a spider part for the spider frame. It's a blueprint system, so I need to find blueprints in the world first, and then I'm able to make from those blueprints actual parts.
And then I want to just go back to that screen.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You also had, in addition to your crafting inventory and your cores and your description, we also can see your active quests along the bottom. We don't have any active now.
Correct. If I were to go to objectives, it will tell me what my current quest is. Homeward Bound, the power source turned out to be a mysterious, multicolored disco core, unlike any Jewel had seen before. Jewel hopes this core will restore power to her crawler so she can repair Mac and download any Far Eden mission updates from Earth.
Yep.
This is pretty cool. It can actually track a blueprint.
Okay.
So if I'm actively searching for parts for a particular, crafting materials, I can actually track it. It'll help me find them in the world.
Yep.
And there are, we haven't really talked about this before, but hunting challenges too. So
Yeah.
another fun thing to go and sort of grind and explore in these open worlds. I don't think I currently have any blueprints.
Nope.
No, nothing yet.
And how do you find that you've just come across them in the world?
Come across them in the world. Yep. They are hidden around. I happen to know that there is a treasure chest up on top of this little rocky
We're
pillar
going to
there.
go here or we're going to go there?
So we're going to go over here.
Actually, you know what? We're going to stop for a second. Let's stop and ask the chat room on Beam since it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
You guys want us to go? Which is this one over here on the left?
So this one, we can go to pillar on the left, or
Pillar.
we can go to pillar on the right. I will tell the chat room, however, we can't actually crawl up to the top of pillar on the right because we don't have a spider frame, so it might be better to go to this one.
Yeah, so which one should we go, right or left?
Go where Joe wants to go.
Go where Everyone says left, so... all
At
right.
this point, I want to go on a long beach vacation, but we're not going to do that today.
Okay.
Okay, but you can see here I can pop open boxes. I'm going to get... that little thing I picked up,
Yep.
it happened pretty fast, but it was an extra one-time lethal attack
I
for
see
Mac.
it. We can see it because it's filled in.
Yep, so from boxes you can find things like that. Sorry, supply crates,
Yes.
provisioning caches, another piece of loot, a little loot trail, a little breadcrumb trail, lead me up the rocky pillar,
Going up on top here.
going up on top.
All right, so here we are.
So here we are, at this little rocky
Looks
formation.
mysterious. Is
It
it
is
natural?
mysterious. It is not natural. But I will learn later in the game that I can come back to these things with the ape frame, the big sort of strongest of the frames. And the ape's out of combat ability is to smash things.
Now,
So
is he green?
no, he's not green. He's not green though. We don't have a primary colored core. There is no green-friendly core in the
Okay.
game so far, at least.
So far. Yeah.
But if I were to take my beast and smash this rock, I know, having done this before, that I would find one of those prismatic cores
Okay.
hidden underneath there.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Kind of like a Kinder Egg.
Kind of like a Kinder Egg. You know, those are contraband, by the way.
Yes, I
You're
know
not
they're-
allowed to bring them into the States.
At least in the United States.
It's like bringing Sudafed into Japan. You just don't do that, Larry.
Just remember.
Come on, you're a world traveler. Oh, hey. Ooh.
Okay.
So here
Ooh, what
is
is this?
something else. This is a
Hey, Jewel.
audio log.
Oh.
Sorry
Can
about
we
the
play
update.
this back?
Sure, let's let people listen to it.
I've
Why
been
not?
preparing for your launch a long time. But when your ship finally left Earth,
Hopefully they can hear it okay.
well, I haven't cried that hard since your mother died.
You guys can hear
I
it,
know
right?
I can't talk to you directly. since
Now I'm
you're
going to talk
already
over it,
around,
so people can't
even if I could.
people can't really hear this until they play the game. But this is an audio log from Jules' father, Dr. Thomas Adams. The voice that you hear as the narrator in the game
Okay.
is her father. And he, through means that you learn later in the game, he and other characters have left these audio logs scattered around. So, again, the reward for exploration, sometimes you get cool upgrades to your core bots, sometimes you get a little bit deeper glimpse into the story, but these audio logs are scattered around the world, so they're a fun thing to find.
So they'll
find
help
too.
you fill out what's the mystery of what's going on here.
Indeed, the mystery of what's going on.
Besides you.
Okay, so I can see, let's go a little bit, whoa, that's a big drop.
Yeah, I was going to say, watch yourself. There.
Yeah, don't want to fall into the pit.
More rogue core bots. Don't let him near the crawler.
All right, a couple more core bots. We'll use Max
Max, do it.
Boom, look
Lethal's
at him
here.
go.
He's got 3 lined up, so we're just going to use all of them.
Bang, bang, bang.
Build up our combo meter here, see if I can earn an instant extract. Come on there, buddy. 1 down. I don't know if I'll be able to get up to 10 on these guys. I think
Yeah,
a
you
little
can.
challenging.
Come on, Joe.
Come on, Mac.
Get Mac.
Almost. Nope, he's going to die.
All right.
But you can see, so as a player, I have a fundamental choice when I fight enemies in Recore. Do I want their cores? Do I want to extract their cores so I can
Right.
build up my own cores? Or do I want to break them, blow them up into parts?
Right.
For crafting, the
Right.
frame parts for my own core bots.
Right.
You can't do both. If you pull out the core, you don't get any material
There's no
loot.
loot.
If
Right.
you destroy them completely, you don't get their core.
So it's a risk versus reward.
Yes, yes. You got to sort of figure out which one you want to do. Okay,
Okay.
so let's go over here a little bit. I just wanted to show people this view of a dungeon over there. Up on top of this bluff is a dungeon. If you get over there, you will find that this dungeon, in fact, has the highest disco ball core requirement in the game. To
Okay.
unlock these dungeons, you need to have a certain number of cores.
Right.
And I think this one has some insane requirement like 45 or 50. To
Okay.
get into this particular dungeon, you will have needed to find a lot of
Wow.
a lot of these cores.
This is right here in the first one of the first.
That's
areas.
right. Meant to tease you, tantalize you, bring
So
you
now,
back.
what's interesting is I noticed that the design decision was made. We've got certainly the health and the ammo, but we don't have a mini map.
We do not have a mini map. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. And I think a lot of that is just there's not a lot of this sort of quest density in the world with
Sure.
NPCs or other things that you would really want from a
Right.
mini map. Whoop.
Level up. Ooh, nice.
Level up. Yep.
Nice dodge.
Oh, so Jewel just leveled up. Right. So now Jewel's weapon is a little bit more powerful.
And can we see after this combat if we can go see in the
Yeah, absolutely.
skill tree what's going on?
Yep. And the enemies in this area are a little simpler, just because people will just be starting out the game.
Yeah.
But pretty quick, it'll ramp up for sure. If people saw any of the streams or recording from Gamescom of
Yeah.
the Core Foundry demo, you can see how